Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk a little bit about the notorious INFP door slam, which I'm sure many of you have heard of, and many of you have probably dished out. I myself have done it a couple of times, and I must say that on the whole the experience is greatly negative. But today I'm not going to focus so much on the receiving end, although that might be a very interesting topic to dive into for my next video. But rather I'm going to focus on what happens when you INFPs dish out these door slams. Now, I must say in the first place, if you happen to have to go so far as to door slam someone, or if someone gets on your nerves so much to the point where they receive a door slam from you, then the chances of you two making it back together is pretty slim. It's like next to none. There will always be this sore point for the INFPs, and I would go so far as to describe it as a sort of trigger point. So a lot of people talk about like how INFPs door slam someone, but not many people touch on how it hurts the INFPs internally. It's like there's this sort of internal turmoil going on. It's so tongue-tying, like turmoil. So there's this internal turmoil going on inside of us, and it hurts a lot. But strangely enough, because of how we don't really show our true feelings to the outside world, there's really little that can be perceived by the other party as you being hurt. So whilst the other party is being confused, the pain that we're feeling is almost explosive. So when I'm door slamming someone, or like when it's leading up to the door slamming of someone, I can literally feel my stomach churn. And although we might do it in such a very lighthearted or sort of milder, toned down forms, when we're door slamming someone, it's really painful inside. But rather than treating that as an emotion that you should repress or shun, I really would like you to look a little bit deeper when you have that feeling, the need that you have to door slam someone, and use that as an opportunity to discover your trigger points, okay? Because these are all according to Thais Gibson, who's a wonderful human being who's dived into all these related subjects about attachment theories. She's actually established a personal development school, so I'll put the link down below, but I've learned a lot from her, and I've seen some really consistent traits across INFPs that are quite often coming up when she talks about especially the Fearful-Avoidant. I'm not sure how many of you relate to that, but you can leave me a comment below and let me know if that's the case. But I myself is definitely a Fearful-Avoidant, although I do begin to realize that as I'm healing and as I'm becoming to have a more balanced mindset, the number of times that I found myself having to door slam someone, or literally door slamming people, has become drastically less. So that just goes to show how often I wanted to do it in the past. And I've even done it to one of my family members, which a lot of people will say it's a shame, but to me it's sort of like, if these people have gone so far as to trigger that point in you, then I think the first thing that you should do is to protect yourself, rather than thinking, oh, I should, although this is an opportunity to go inwardly and to see what might, trigger so much in you, it's not really to tell you to go the other way so much to the point where you have to embrace them. It's sort of like getting an eagle to make friends with a fish. Hello, like they're in different worlds. There's no point in mingling with an eagle when you're a fish, right? But what you can do, I think, is to become a whale so that the eagle doesn't snatch you back home as dinner. So make sure that you make clear your boundaries, make that very clear, and protect yourself by having that boundary. That's very important for INFPs. What we tend to do all the time, I've discovered, is that we tend to overgive ourselves because we're either conditioned to do that when we're younger. So the boundaries weren't very clear between you and maybe one or two of the closest family members. And if we talk about childhood factors and traumas, then it's probably your caretakers. But so that's going to affect how you're going to perceive and interact with with everyone else in the world as you grow older. So I think it's important to note that there are people whom we naturally click with and whom we don't, and just accept that and move on. There's really no need to kind of stay there and say, like, I really want to be friends with everyone. There's no point. And more often than not, I find myself benefiting from having that separation, that awareness of finding people who I can click with and whom I can get along with harmoniously. Although that is not to say that we shouldn't look inwardly and sort of pinpoint the triggers and then make that an opportunity to heal our own wounds. So I'll go more into the details, like in the form of examples in the future, but this much I wanted to make clear. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to share with you guys today. So peace out. I hope you find that internal journey to be rewarding, as it has been for me. And let me know if you have any discoveries or questions. Okay, bye.